Hey everybody, welcome to the garden. I hope you're having a great day. Shout out to the lemon and lime lovers and everybody in between. It's time for the crypto market recap. Let's hop into these charts, see what the story is and what it may be. And remember, if you're interested in any of the services I provide, please check the links in the description below for both the Patreon and Discord. Okay, so we're going to go over Bitcoin and we're going to take our time. This is going to be a longer video. We're going to go over a bunch of coins. I'm going to do this from time to time, when I have time over the weekend, to just take a longer look at a few coins that we normally look at during the week, and then other coins that we don't tend to take a look at during the week. Okay, so this will be a longer video. I'll make sure that the timestamps are in the description, so if you want to only watch specific about specific coins, there you'll have your option. All right, so starting with Bitcoin, as we can see, really starting to play out this midterm bearish pattern as we've been eyeing for months. So, nothing surprising to us here. We had that massive flush out on the 5th of May to break under that structure, and now we are seeing the continuation lower, and I would say we have confirmed the breakdown. So now we're waiting to see, as we get to key levels, are we going to have a bounce to this blue line here that was playing as the bottom of a short-term descending wedge, okay, that didn't play out. So is that going to act as minor resistance? We'll find out. In my opinion, it will, okay, but eventually we'll probably see a breakout going back towards this orange line here, okay. Whether that happens at the first test of the blue line, the second test, or even maybe a third test, one way or the other, we're likely going to break this level at some point, okay? So that's what we're going to be aiming for. If you're in my group, we've already initiated a long. Of course, we will add on as Bitcoin goes lower. Should it go lower, we'll make sure to add on to the position. So, you're getting my mindset that even if we do go lower, we have key levels to add on to, and we have a general zone where we can start targeting to either take profit or kind of give it breathing room to see if maybe it'll have a bigger move to the upside and we can cash in on a really big move. Okay, you'll see this other doodle I had prior to these last 3 days, including today, where I was also forming a hypothesis that maybe we'll have a slow drag up to test the orange line before the next curl over back to the blue line, but we didn't even have enough bullish strength to do such a thing. We just continued to flush out, which makes me think we're likely going to visit 33,000 shortly, and maybe even lower towards 30,000 to 29,000, 28,000. Okay, again, a lot of the movement's going to be stunted over this weekend. Once the futures open up for the stock market, that's when I think we'll have a clearer view. And again, if the NASDAQ, the tech sector, is showing more downside going into next week, then prepare for Bitcoin to follow suit and get towards these 30,000 levels and maybe even sub 30,000. I am aiming for a small short-term bounce. I'm seeing anywhere from a 5 to 10% bounce forming. It's not going to happen immediately, but over this next coming couple of weeks, I am seeing the impotence of that happening. Okay, again, that's not a guarantee. It's just within the probabilities as Bitcoin sells off harder and harder. But we have to remember, there's a lot of outstanding circumstances regarding the Fed, the tightening, and all this stuff that does affect the market and its sentiment. So if that doesn't slow down at all in the stock market, well, Bitcoin, no matter how much it's sold off, will continue to go down. Though I am also seeing a bounce in the stock market as well. So that's also informing my decision to start a long and aim for lower levels to add on to that long. Okay, so if you're in the trade with me, please, I hope you were following my risk management suggestion. I know I'm only risking about 2% of the account. I know everyone's account size is different. Some might be smaller, some might be bigger. All I'm saying is make sure if you're following the trades with me, you're using wise risk relative to the account you have. Okay? That's all I'm saying. If you want to risk a little more than I am, you're free to do so. It's your choice. But make sure you keep in your mind that when I open these positions, have the intention to add on lower, because I never assume I caught the bottom, I caught the level that's going to hold. Okay? All right. So again, look for Bitcoin to start slowly going, well, start going lower. We'll see how fast that happens. But a bounce in the short term is likely. And we'll have more answers as the stock market opens up. And again, watch for this blue line we've drawn to play some role. Okay, it's going to be minor resistance at this point. It won't be something major, but it will play a role, and it may be a good target level to exit the long as well. That's one of the reasons why I decided to draw it and then keep it on the chart. All right, and you know what? We'll get rid of this doodle here, since this is obviously not playing out. And this is why, you know, in my opinion, it's important to draw these doodles. You know, I'm sure your doodles will be a lot cleaner and nicer than mine, but the idea is to, you know, create a roadmap for yourself and, you know, play around a little bit and see, you know, if price action is going to follow it. Then you have a general idea of what's going to happen next, because you already, you know, drew it out. And if it doesn't, then you can, you know, check off one hypothesis that's not happening. So in my opinion, it helps with keeping the market clear, keeping the bias clear, and, you know, really keeping your head clear, not confusing you, because then you can just check off all these different scenarios that are happening, haven't happened, or aren't happening. So that's one of the reasons why I do these doodles. I do it not just for the video. I do this myself when I'm not sharing a chart. You'll see my charts full of doodles. All right, so let's take a look at, let's go to Ethereum. Let's check out Ethereum. So yeah, Ethereum, you know, again, very similar to Bitcoin, breaking that key support level, that ascending black line level, and making its way down to 2400, 2300. And this is where I do see it getting. You know, I will be very interested to start initiating a long here. If it continues to sell off hard, kind of like it is now. If it starts slowing down above that resistance, I will be a little bit more cautious opening along here. I'd rather just see it just continue selling down. So pretty much the same as the doodle you see here, right? This doodle's not showing any stop, just going straight down. That's what I want it to do to get to this level. And it'll be very, very powerful to start along there, because it's very likely that, you know, you will probably see a bounce from there or near this general zone to come back up. Okay, but yeah, Ethereum is following Bitcoin pretty much one-to-one at this point. It's very, very strong selling here, and it looks like it's just going to continue until we get the futures opening up. That might change the story. Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a quick look at MATIC, and then we'll go down from there. So MATIC, yeah, MATIC is finally starting to break under this support, $1.01, making its way down towards 92 cents, 92.5 cents. Yeah, I actually see this probably holding out for a while and then starting some sort of range. And then, again, this is going to be kind of dependent on Bitcoin, but I actually do see a bounce going up towards anywhere from $1.10 again to maybe even $1.20 if Bitcoin has an extended move higher, prior to it breaking down to 75 cents. I do think it'll get to the 75, 74 cent level. I would be a little surprised if it starts initiating that now. If it does, you know, then it's very likely that the equity market next week has pretty much, the futures open up red, and then next week, you know, we have a majority of it is a bearish week. That's the only time I can really see this getting hit quickly. I do think it's going to find some support in this general zone between $1.01 and 92 cents, and then a nice little pop anywhere from $1.10 to even $1.20. So, you know, we'll keep our eye on MATIC, but it's not really attractive now to initiate anything. I mean, we made our money off of it when we did, but I'll definitely keep my eye on it. Avalanche, let's see what Avalanche is up to. Same thing. Yeah, and this one is not surprising at all. You know, that's breaking these levels. I did say over and over and over that we're going to see $50, and you will likely see sub $50. It's extremely probable, because this structure that has been, you know, that was forming for months, was made to go under $50. That was the whole idea, was to get price under $50. This ascending bearish structure was very, very clear. So, you know, Avalanche is relatively going to be weak against Bitcoin. You know, it's like even more so. It'll follow Bitcoin, but I think, and I think it's been proven as we were watching it, percentage-wise, that Avalanche will have much stronger selling compared to Bitcoin and some of the higher market capped altcoins. So yeah, Avalanche not attractive right now. Not attractive. $50 might be attractive if Bitcoin starts showing a lot of strength at a key level, and Avalanche is just hitting $50. But even then, I would be looking towards sub $50 to maybe look for a bounce, but not right now. Not right now. And this is exactly what we mapped out with Avalanche. Not surprising at all. Yeah. So watch out for Avalanche just to break under $50. Yeah. Let's take a quick look at Luna, and look at Luna. So Luna, look at that. I mean, again, I don't like saying "I told you so," but I'm gonna say it because I've been saying it. What did I say? This ascending black line, this level, was highly probable to get hit. I've been saying it since we were up here, because it's, again, nothing special about me there. It's just like this level, this zone as it's descending is massive, massive support. Extremely important for Luna to hold if it wants to continue that, bull trend structure to the upside. In my opinion, it won't. I don't think it's going to break it right now. I think this is going to take a lot to break for Luna. I think Bitcoin's going to have to start breaking towards 30,000, maybe even under 30,000 before this level gets broken. Okay. I do see it taking a lot of selling on Bitcoin before Luna starts breaking. Because remember, Luna fundamentally, Terra Luna, they're backing their DAO with Bitcoin. So a lot of that value is flowing in and out of Bitcoin into Luna. So, and then out of Luna into Bitcoin. So they're really joined hand in hand. And as Terra Luna continues to buy more Bitcoin, they're going to live and die with Bitcoin. All right. So, these key levels will start breaking if Bitcoin starts breaking its key levels. All right. Even more so than it would have before. And I like how this bounced. I mean, this is not surprising. It never even got to the actual line. It just kissed the zone and then immediately has a really nice bounce up. It's early in the day, though, so we'll see if it'll come back down. But, I mean, look at this. This was such a beautiful play. It really held this minor support to the best of its ability a few times. I mean, it did pretty well holding that level. Well, let's pull this all the way over here, like here. So as we can see, you have the pivots here that hit it. You have the pivots here that hit it. And you have the pivot here, here, and here. And then finally it broke under. And I think it's very likely what you're going to see either now or very soon. You'll see either come lower again and come back up, or you're going to see it from here just slowly creep back up. Okay, and it's going to test that general level as resistance. And then if that is, failed on, if it can't retake this zone, then look for the curl over back to this level. All right, that could be the point where it does break. In my opinion, it probably won't. What'll happen is it'll get to this zone, start creeping up again, and then start a bearish consolidation on top to finally break. Okay, this will break here if Bitcoin is starting a flush out. All right, and then you have these, I would say, minor to moderate support levels until you get towards $50 to $45. That's when it's going to be somewhat significant, and then $30 to $40 right here is going to be really powerful. Okay, really, really powerful. And then the biggest one is actually right here at $23 to $25. This is likely to hold. Okay, this is likely to hold. Unless we're going into a massive bear market in both stocks and crypto. Okay, this is likely to hold unless we're going into a bear market, which is definitely possible. We don't know for sure. Either way, we'll be fine. We'll just if you don't know what to do in that situation, well, you follow me. I do know what to do in that situation. I can say that confidently because I've traded multiple bear markets at different times and I'm still here. So, well, again, we'll see. We'll see. But, I'm not going to count our chickens before they've hatched. We just have to wait and see what the market shows us. But as of right now, we're getting towards that level where we're going to probably see a bounce as Luna approaches here. And then we'll see how it interacts as it gets to these minor resistances, some major resistances, and then we'll see if we turn back over and go lower. All right. So, yeah, Luna's playing out pretty much as almost to the T as we expected it to. Let's take a look at Solana. We have not looked at Solana in a long time. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, Solana's bearish. Yeah, Solana is really bearish because, what's interesting about Solana is Broke this level here. I highlighted it. It's not. It was important support. Okay, it was important support. I wouldn't go as far as saying it was a major support, but it was pretty important, especially for the short to midterm. And it was likely to break just solely because Bitcoin was likely to break its support level. But yeah, this is gonna be a lot of work for Solana. Let's see this. So here is, I'm pulling this trend line down here. All right. So this is the level that you're gonna see it start interacting with. Okay. So let's highlight this too. Let's make it a little bit darker. Make that a little bit darker. And you're going to see Solana start hitting this level as it goes lower and then slow down. All right, it'll start kind of oscillating around it, and if it's going to get bullish, it'll start some sort of squeeze pattern, so like a descending wedge, and then it'll slowly make a break move higher like that. How high really depends. I mean, it can go all the way back towards $75. It does depend. I have to see how the price action looks as it's forming on here, okay? But that's how these structures usually play out. All right, and the way I'm able to kind of see this stuff is because I have a lot of experience looking at these charts, watching these charts. So my advantage, my edge is that I've seen most structures, if not all structures. So it's hard for me to get, surprised. Okay, it happens, of course. Things don't always play out. It's all probabilities, but I've seen mostly everything the markets can throw. And if I haven't seen it, well, the simple thing is I just don't trade it, and I just observe it. All right, so. We'll see this probably come down, and let's see any horizontal levels we could be looking at. Yeah, so you have a couple levels here where Solana can start finding some bounces. So we'll just go from here, and we'll go from here too. So anyway, like $70, $66, $65, which again generally gets you towards this zone here. Depending on how fast this falls down, could hold here. I think it's still likely it's going to come towards this level. All right, this is a pretty steep line. But in the end, I find that these get hit more often than not. But it'll find some minor supports at $70, $65, and then eventually, once it finds its bounces, I would not be surprised if $65 to $70 is that resistance level. It starts to curl over again to go lower. I see Solana coming back down to $40. One of the reasons why is this here. There's so little air here. Okay. The $66, $70 zone here is actually like the like most major support there is prior to $38 to $40. So if this is lost, it's just so likely that it's at least coming to $40, and that's the side effect of when assets move so parabolically. I mean, there's just so much air here. There's not a lot of known support. So we're really going to watch it, but $70, $65, $66 is key. If it starts losing that, then its last ray of hope is this descending trend line, which again, it's descending, so that means it can still come down. So we really got to watch out for Solana. Not attractive at all for a long position. Not right now. Nothing. It's not even showing any signs of exhaustion. Like, this is nothing. Like, it had a nice it's been coming down. Okay, consolidation here, bearish consolidation above this support, breaks under, gets to this major support, and starts a nice consolidation, a nice bearish consolidation. And it was immature too, right? This was not fully fleshed out. It was possibly showing the signs of making a bearish flag as the days went on, but after the flush out on the 5th, it just totally broke through, and that this pattern that might have been forming a bearish pattern just got validated quicker, which it happens. It doesn't always happen, but as we could see now, it's just a continuation. There's really not much here. I will say it's somewhat tempting to try and grab at $70 or $60, $65, $66 if it can come in really hard. So if this starts selling off really hard, like into today, maybe tomorrow morning, it might be somewhat tempting, because then I can start targeting this descending trend line as add-on levels if it should go lower. But as of right now, it's not too attractive. I want to see it to sell off really, really hard. Maybe like a 12% sell-off day would be attractive to start initiating along on it, in my opinion. Okay. Let's take a look at XRP. As we can see, XRP is selling off pretty well. And yep, so we had our doodle there, but we changed it to this red box, and as we see, we're starting to break under, right? And we'll see how this closes out. Again, percentage wise is down just under 3%. It's holding out okay comparatively, but you gotta remember too, big XRP has been for years downtrodden, so it didn't have much gains to lose out anyway. So that's one of the reasons why it's selling. It's a little bit more stunted, but either way, it's slowly being dragged down. And again, 50 cents to me is the major level that it may eventually get broken. Again, I'm not sure if Bitcoin starts going really low, like sub 30,000, going to the mid 20,000s. I mean, maybe 50 cents will start getting broken, but I do see this level being really hard to break, very attractive for long-term accumulation. So if it starts breaking, it's going to take a long time. Okay, it's going to take a long time. Again, this level could start breaking as well outside of Bitcoin if fundamentally something changes with XRP and Ripple, the lawsuit, or their business starts failing, whatever. Then of course you're going to have these levels break. But outside of that, which there's no evidence of that right now anyway, it's not really in the cards right now. We can't chart that. We can only chart the levels, and 50 cents is going to be a really strong level as we're observing now, right? I said this general zone, 65, 60 cents, 55 cents, like this whole zone where you're within these wicks to right here and here, it can be super attractive for long-term accumulation. That's why we're seeing so much buying and selling here and very little trending moves. Okay, eventually one way or the other is going to break. In my opinion, it'll probably break towards 50 cents. That's what I'm seeing, and then we'll see how it interacts there. Okay, but yeah, same story with XRP as of now. Okay. Oh, and I actually recently just did an XRP video specifically about it. If you're interested in that, check it out. Kind of explain why I see XRP as being very very important and possibly extremely profitable in the future. Again, just my opinion, not financial advice. All right, Tron. Let's take a look at Tron, because Tron, Tron's been performing pretty well comparatively to the rest of the market. Still within this ultimate triangle here. And, it's actually been attempting today to kind of break through, try and have a closure above. We'll see. Bitcoin selling off is not helping. It's making it pretty difficult for Tron. I actually feel like Tron has a good chance to do it. Again, Tron fundamentally, I've gone over a few times. They started their DAO. They have their now their own stablecoin, very similar to Terra Luna, where they're going to be backing Tron with with cryptocurrencies. We don't know which ones. Bitcoin might be one, but they did say an assortment, so it could be a whole bunch of coins. So the pros of that is the value of their DAO is going to increase. I believe that it also causes Tron to burn. So as you're switching to their stablecoin, which is USDD, and you stake it, you're burning Tron. So you're getting rid of the supply of Tron. So that theoretically should bring up the price as long as the demand is there. So there's a lot of fundamental stuff behind Tron right now that are pushing this move. We'll see how much it has, but I believe they have about $10 billion behind that DAO, so they'll have about $10 billion. I don't know how much they can move Tron that way, but we're gonna watch. I mean, I ended up calling out somewhere around here-ish, around low 7 cents, maybe high 6 cents. So far it's been doing great. I haven't really taken anything out personally. Again, I'm seeing this more as kind of like a lottery ticket. It wasn't financial advice. I was just sharing what I was observing. And I'm curious to see if it can break through. I mean, if it does break through, what I see happening is you'll probably have a pretty elongated move to the upside towards 10 to 11 cents, and then a slow sell off back to this level, back to the triangle to test it as support. If that's held, then that's going to probably initiate a massive move higher. Okay, that'll initiate a massive move higher, probably over the course of months. Okay, it'll be a massive move higher, and how high, I don't know. In my opinion, these structures tend to break all-time highs. Okay, so these not immediately. It takes a long time. So these sort of structures are usually a macro structure that attempts to break all-time highs to start a new cycle. Okay. Okay, but before then you'll have these massive, you'll have big sell-offs like that, and then eventually you're going to go towards the previous all-time high. For Tron, I think it's like 30 cents or something. Okay, that's how this stuff usually works out when you have a bottoming structure like this. Okay, you have a bottoming structure, you could call this a handle, and if it plays out completely, it'll get you to about 70%, maybe 50% of the all-time high. You could probably, let's measure it out. So let's just say, let's just go from the top of this handle here as the cup top. So we'll go from here to here. Oop, I had the wrong tool up. Sorry about that. Let's do it from here to here. So we'll go to the very bottom. So we'll go to, actually, hold on one second. My bad. There we go. 90 degrees. Okay, so it's not completely going to be completely accurate, but it'll be generally accurate. So, yeah, about 25 cents. I'll say a little, like 75%, maybe 80% of the whole move. So you know, not too bad. Yeah, if it does play out completely, you'll get to 25 cents, and that's when a new structure will start. And usually in that scenario, the structure is to attempt to break the all-time high. If the asset is too weak, or you know it's a bearish, like the lifespan of the asset is in jeopardy in the sense that it's just a dying platform, a dying commodity, a dying asset, whatever, it'll fail here and it'll just do it all over again. It'll start breaking down. It'll end up making new lower lows, and then the cycle again does it all over again. You have a bottoming pattern that'll take years maybe to make again, and then you just do it all over again, but always going lower and lower and lower for the highs. Okay, so again, we'll watch strong, but I'm interested to see. I'm not super confident that it's going to break through right now, but I would not be surprised. Especially if Bitcoin starts holding the 30,000 level, 33,000. Then I'll be like, okay, it's very likely you're going to see Tron going. But as we're going down, I'm not sure. It's definitely a fun hold though. You never know what can happen. Let's see. Let's take a look at, I don't know. Ooh, let's take a look at ApeCoin. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I mean, yeah, that's how it happens. Let's go a 4 hour, a little bit more information. So, we're charting it when we saw this upward wedge happening. A lot of fraudulent crap was happening around here to bring it up here. Then, whoever you want to say sold it on the retail people who were believers in Ape. And now, if they bought all in here, which most of them probably did, most of the really late bloomers to Ape bought here, and now it's selling off. I mean, interestingly enough, it really just didn't have enough gusto to hold 13.5 cents, and now it's going towards what, $11, $13.5 down to what, $11. It's probably going to come towards $10. And if that breaks, I gotta tell you, I mean, I'm pretty. This structure, to me, usually I'm almost positive it's probably gonna break low. It's probably gonna break well below these levels to like $6 to $5, and maybe even lower than its initiation. So, again, I'm not sure, but this sort of structure is pretty new. And I don't know much about Ape, but I don't see much holding here. There's going to be major support where it's at right now, so $11 to $10 is going to be major support. If it loses that, then it's pretty likely, in my opinion, that you're going to see a $5 Ape at some point, and maybe even lower. I mean, I don't know why the valuation is so high for this coin. It should be under $1, in my opinion. Well under $1. I don't know why it's got the value of what it does. So, but if it's gonna, following the chart, it's probably gonna break lower. But it's due for a bounce. Definitely due for a bounce somewhere near the support levels from $11 to $10, and then $9 will also be some significant support. And when it bounces, I would say anywhere from $13.5 to $15.5 will be the next zone for it to test again. Okay, but yeah, Ape is in pain for sure. And if you're in it, I'm sorry, it's rough. And if you made money off of it, congratulations. But yeah, that's a rough chart there. Let's take a quick look at Tezos. We haven't looked at Tezos in a long time. Oh, cool. Okay, you know, this is great, actually. So, hold on. So, Tezos, and what was I talking about? Was it Solana? It was. Okay, so Solana, so remember, I mentioned Solana, this descending trend line. You know, price will eventually get to it and likely oscillate around it. And if it's painting a bullish pattern, it'll squeeze up and go higher. Well, look at Tezos. Tezos is playing that out right now, and in this trend line is much more prominent for Tezos as well, right? So you know, breaks out and now it's coming back down and it's been oscillating on it, okay? And this, you know, this structure here, very interesting. I mean, this was clearly attempting to be bullish, okay? Like, it's clearly attempting to have a bullish structure, yeah. And then you have like a nice little squeeze here. However, I don't know if it'll be able to actually play it out. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if I'll actually be able to play this out. This candle here on the 5th really messed up the structure quite a bit. But, you know, it's trying. If it can't have a breakout here, then what we're going to likely see is a smaller bearish pattern right here. Right from that sell-off on the 5th of May, you'll have a smaller bearish pattern that'll look somewhat like this. So like a bear flag, or like a bear flag here to bring it lower, okay? Which doesn't invalidate the descending wedge we're seeing here, the really tight descending wedge. It just means that the breakout, if it's going to happen, is going much lower, right? So yeah, exactly what I was kind of, you know, aiming at for Solana, we can see happening on Tezos. So let's pull this down a little bit more, and let's pull this down a little bit more. So yeah, so we can see the lines kind of come together a little bit here. I would even cut some of that out, yeah. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see with Tezos. I mean, I'm aiming towards upside in the short term. So I would think that if it's gonna break out, it's gonna break out relatively soon, within a couple days. I would say today or tomorrow, as futures open up or go into Monday, late Monday, this breaks up higher. And the first level I would aim for is about $2.90. So this resistance here is going to be somewhat significant, right? So that's what I would be aiming for here. But yeah, very interesting. Yeah, this is exactly how I see Solana kind of playing out as it gets closer towards its descending trend line. It's just going to oscillate here, and hopefully it paints a bullish pattern. It can swing out higher and get to the next resistance level. And for Tezos, that's around here, about you can say $2.90 to $3. Okay. Yeah, and if it breaks past that, then the next level would be around $3.50 to $3.60, and then $4. But that would be, it's possible, but it'd have to be a really significant rise off of Bitcoin for sure. Okay. Let's see, anything else? I'll take a quick look at Cardano, and then I think I'm gonna call it a day. Cardano's ugly. Yeah, Cardano's really ugly. Oh boy. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, Cardano looks pretty bad actually. Let's see here. Pull this down. Yeah, I mean, I actually think if Cardano loses this level, where it's at. So if Cardano starts breaking under and closing under 70 cents, I think you're going to see a pretty big washout in Cardano. You might even see a 50 cent, 40 cent Cardano again. That's pretty incredible, to be honest. And yet I don't really have an answer for it either. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. It's maybe it's the issue that the project hasn't been so, successful in applying new features. I'm not sure, but the chart is really not showing that there's a lot of faith in this project right now. Very bearish. I mean, I don't see anything attractive about this at all, and there's like no structure here. There's nothing here. There's no sense of exhaustion coming. I don't see anything bullish. I just see more downside. I mean, my bounce here, I mean, again, it's somewhat of a support level. I just don't see much here. Let me see if Let me try and see if there's something here. I don't know. This looks too steep, but I'll try. Maybe this will play a role. Possibly. Hold on 1 second. Let's see. Possibly it'll play a role. It's hard to say. But even so, it's just bringing you to kind of to the same levels. I mean, we're talking about 50 cents here. So, this is going to, if you're in Cardano, be prepared. You may see some significantly low levels. Significantly lower levels. Yeah. Again, I haven't been following Cardano, the project and such, so I don't know what's going on with it fundamentally, but the chart is quite clear. And by the way, do you see what this is? Is also a wedge pattern that did break out to the upside, but it really could not have follow through so far. But again, it's not really invalidated if it holds the levels. But this is this is definitely a scary situation for Cardano. I can definitely see 50 cent Cardano at worst, especially if Bitcoin starts breaking under 30,000. Then that might really be on the table. So prepare yourself. Be careful out there with Cardano. Okay. And I think that's it. That's it for now. I'm tired, and I went over all the coins I was somewhat interested in. If you're a member, you can just let me know if you want me to cover another coin. I'll probably do a specific video on it. Okay. I'm gonna really start focusing on Patreon members who have specific coins or stocks that want me to cover it. I'll do specific videos for that. Just for the Patreon, like they're gonna be in a closed off portion of the Discord. If you're a free member, you can still suggest coins. Though I'll just probably latch them on to like my daily recap videos, so I won't get to all of them, and I'll get to them at different times. But for the Patreon members, I'll make sure to do specific videos for those coins or stocks, and we'll go like a deep dive, through almost every time scale, time aspect of that chart. Okay. All right. So everyone, remember, be patient, be vigilant, and be nimble. Love you guys. Take care.